We turned our face without disgrace to face the open sea. We steered our bark straight off for Shark and close by Carrigree. The day passed on, the night came on, and it was growing dark. We sailed our boat right into port on lovely Inishark. That night we spent in merriment, which rang from shore to shore. And Michael Cloonan and Sonny, they made the rafters roar. The heroes of the dancing was Michael and brave Dan. They danced both jigs and hornpipes until we heard the lark. So we won't forget those friends we met on lovely Inishark.
I miss the land and the way of living we had. It was a good way of living.
You were all together there and all close to one another.
All together there. Living happy, very, very happy. Way happier than the mainland. To compare Inishark with now where I am at the present time, to compare the two, you know what? It was a happy land. It was a happy land to live in, and it was a happy land to rear a family in. There was no man on this island build their home with their own hands but myself. I built it and I furnished it with my own hands and reared 7 of my family in it. We can get a medical aid if we wanted it. We can get a clergyman if we wanted him. And a man that immigrated from Inishark out to here, to live here, he cannot live. He cannot live on the land anyway.
Getting the rights of the church, being able to attend Mass on a Sunday without having to brave the hazards of the sea, getting a doctor or a nurse when ill. Those were perhaps the main considerations with the people of Inishark when they finally made up their minds to leave the island.
We had a grand little chapel there, grand little church. And we did mostly all the work on that little chapel there. And there wasn't a week left there when the roof was taken out.
The last inhabitants have said goodbye to Inishark. They're going to the Irish mainland, giving up the struggle against storms and isolation that often last for weeks on end. The first stage of the move was across to the neighbouring island, Inishbofin, where they'll wait for a calm passage to Connemara.
I know I worked on the ferry for years, and I know it was about Holy Thursday, just before Easter, you noticed that there was a complete change. There'd be people queuing up for the boat and stuff like that, you know. The last Sunday evening in August, it was almost a complete opposite. When the last big group would leave, you'd know that was it. Almost every single family here has a parent or a grandparent who weren't from here originally. In fact, it's very seldom you'd find a pure Buffin family. There's a certain generation, a lot of them stayed. I think the people out to school, we would say primary school, I'd say about half of them stayed and half of them left. The only business, as far as hospitality is concerned, that's open in the winter is the beach bar where we're sitting now. But there's a good, thriving local clientele coming in here, especially for food. The other businesses closed, but there's no footfall, there's no reason to be open. There was months and the ferry was going in and out empty. It was on a reduced schedule as well. But I remember saying to older people, was this what it was like before tourism? Because I'm 54 now, and pretty much anyone that's left on the island now doesn't remember it pre-tourism. It's always been tourism in our lifetime. But one man said to me, he said, but you have to remember a lot more people lived here at that time too. But as far as the hotels are concerned, there's just not enough people moving through. In general, there's no tourism here from October till April. Even inside the tourist season, there's a different sort of type of tourists that'll come in May and September, that'll come in July and August. You get annoyed with bicycles and you can't get on the road, and and anyone who grew up, whether it be Connemara or West Cork, or anyone who grew up in a touristy area know what that's like. But that's part of life. A lot of the people that you know here, their parents, particularly their mothers, came in here to work and met someone and stayed. So that has a sort of big cultural influence on it too. Anyone just grows up on an island are islanders, and they totally get that whole concept, you know.